A housekeeping supervisor I met in Bangkok said something that reframed how I look at every hotel room. She had been in the industry for 12 years, 3 different chains, 2 countries. She said, "We do not clean rooms, we reset them." The goal is not sterile. The goal is that the next guest believes no one was here before them. That distinction between clean and reset is the entire system. I showed you how to sleep in airports. Now, what happens when you check into the hotel? Specifically, what that phrase clean room actually means when the door clicks open and you walk in. The average housekeeping team member in a mid-range hotel is responsible for 14 to 18 rooms per shift. A shift is 8 hours, but that includes breaks, cart restocking, linen runs, and supervisor checks. Actual time in the room averages 20 to 25 minutes. In budget chains, it drops to 15. In luxury properties, it can reach 35, but those rooms are larger and have more surfaces. The math is simple. 20 minutes to strip the bed, remake it with fresh linen, clean the bathroom, vacuum or mop the floor, dust visible surfaces, restock toiletries, and make the room look untouched. Something has to give. And what gives is everything you cannot see at first glance. Sheets and towels get changed. That is non-negotiable in any reputable hotel. The bed is remade with fresh linen from the central laundry. Towels are replaced. This is the visible layer, the one that signals clean to your brain. But beyond that visible layer, the system gets selective fast. The bathroom gets the most attention after the bed. Toilet, sink, mirror, shower glass. These are the surfaces guests complain about most, so housekeeping prioritizes them. A supervisor in Lisbon told me her team follows what she called the mirror rule. If the guest can see their reflection in it, it has to be spotless. Mirrors, chrome fixtures, glass shower doors. Those get wiped every time. The floor gets mopped. The toilet gets scrubbed. But the area behind the toilet, the underside of the sink counter, the ventilation grill above the shower, those are on a deep cleaning schedule that might be weekly, might be monthly, and might be whenever someone remembers. Now, the bedroom. The bed is fresh. The floor is vacuumed. But what about everything else? The television remote, the bedside phone, the light switches, the alarm clock, the drawer handles, the thermostat panel. These are high-touch surfaces that every single guest uses. And in a 20-minute room turnover, they are almost never individually sanitized. The supervisor in Bangkok was blunt about it. She said the remote gets wiped if there is a visible mark on it. Otherwise, it goes back on the nightstand. Same room, new guest. Same remote that the last person used while eating room service in bed. Then there are the glasses. The water glasses and coffee mugs in the room. In a well-run hotel, these go to the central kitchen for dishwasher sanitation. In a time-pressured hotel, they get rinsed in the bathroom sink and wiped with the same cloth used on the counter. A former housekeeper I talked to in Lisbon was honest about it. She said in her first hotel job, the training said, "Take the glasses to the kitchen." The reality on a 16-room shift was rinse them in the sink and move on. She was not proud of it, but she also was not the problem. The problem was the system that allocated 15 minutes to a room that needed 30. A study from the University of Houston tested surfaces in hotel rooms across multiple chains and found that the television remote, the bathroom counter, and the desk surface consistently carried the highest bacterial loads, higher than the toilet seat, which gets scrubbed with disinfectant during every turnover. The remote does not. The light switch does not. The phone does not. These objects live in a blind spot between the visible clean that guests expect and the actual clean that time allows. Why does it work this way? Because of incentive structure. Housekeeping staff are typically measured on rooms completed per shift, not on sanitation quality per room. A housekeeper who finishes 16 rooms in time is considered good. A housekeeper who finishes 12 because she spent extra time on every remote and light switch is considered slow. Supervisors do spot checks, but spot checks focus on the visible layer. Bed tight and smooth, bathroom shining, towels folded, floor clean, no hair, no stains. If the room passes a 10-second visual scan from the doorway, it passes. The deep layer, the bacterial layer, the touch surface layer, that is not part of the daily quality gate. On peak days, weekends in leisure hotels, conference check-in days in business hotels, the pressure multiplies. Checkout is at 11, Check-in starts at 3. That is a 4-hour window to turn over sometimes 200 rooms. Housekeeping managers pull staff from deep cleaning duties and redirect them to turnover, which means the rooms that were supposed to get a full sanitation cycle this week get pushed to next week. And next week has its own peak day. The deep clean schedule on paper and the deep clean schedule in practice can drift apart by weeks without anyone flagging it. Not because people are lazy. Because the system rewards speed and the guest only sees the surface. This also explains the decorative items. The throw pillows, the bed runner, the cushions on the chair. These are almost never washed between guests. They go on, they come off, they go on again. Some chains have a monthly laundering schedule for decorative textiles. Some do it quarterly. The bed runner exists to make the bed look styled. It does not exist to be clean. Same with the desk blotter, the menu folder, the room service book, handled by every guest. Cleaned almost never. So what do you actually do with this information? 3 things, all of them in the first 60 seconds after you walk in. First, pack a small pack of disinfecting wipes in your bag and wipe the remote, the light switches, the phone handset, and the thermostat panel. Takes 30 seconds and removes the highest risk surfaces. Second, remove the decorative pillows and the bed runner. Put them on the chair or in the closet. Sleep on the sheets, which are fresh, not on the accessories, which are not. Third, check the bathroom floor behind the toilet and the ventilation grill. If those are dusty or stained, you know the room has not had a deep clean recently. That tells you something about the property's maintenance cycle that the glossy lobby never will. Hotels are not dirty. Most of them are maintained at a level that is perfectly safe for healthy people. But the system is designed around the economics of time, not the ideal of sterile. Once you see the mechanics, you stop trusting the visual and start checking the details. And that takes 60 seconds. The room itself is one layer. But the building around it, the lighting, the smell in the lobby, the color of the sheets, the price of the water bottle in the minibar, every single detail is designed to make you feel something specific, and none of it is accidental. I will show you how that works next time.